Welcome back. What a great day that it is. I want to make a special welcome back to my players. I think we have 14 or 15 out of the 23, which I think is amazing. Talks a lot about this group of women and their families. We had tremendous following with our families when we went to regional and nationals, and all of our fans. It was really, really special. I personally want to thank a few people that made our team extremely successful. First of all, Michelle Manning, my assistant. Okay, I won't do that again. Great assistant coach. Brought a lot of knowledge from Mount Union to help our program become much better. Peggy Fillinger, who is our trainer. I don't believe she's here. I want to thank my wife, Mindy. She was important as she was our team photographer, and she is the one at home that got to listen to all my bitch and kept me level-headed. I'm going to speak briefly, and I'm going to pass the mic on to one of the players that's going to fill in more of the gaps on it. I'm going to introduce the players, and for time's sake and for crowdedness underneath the tent, what I'm going to ask you to do is when I name you, stand, stay standing, and Coach Manning and Mike will bring around your plaques for the Hall of Fame to go quicker. We do have Witchy designed a really nice t-shirt for us. We're not going to pass those out at this time, but Hall of Fame people come see me afterwards. Get your t-shirt. I ordered enough different sizes, but I didn't ask you what you wanted. And those who want a t-shirt, after those are gone, Sadie will take care of it. So stand when I say your name, as a team should, with everybody being one. I am going in numerical order, and I am going with maiden names only. Thank you, Dana. I'm not even beginning to try your name. Okay, number one for us was Destiny Clark. She did contact me to say that she did not make it. Number 5, Nicole Serene. Number 6, Katie Navarro. Number 7, Jen Kearney. Number 9, Emmy Johnson. Number 10, insurance agent, Sam Brennan. If anybody wants good insurance at a good price, it's something. Number 11, Heather Island. Number 12, Nikki Knott. Number 13, Amy Stoner. Number 14, Dana Levere. Number 15, Dana Bernanke. Number 16, Raquel Hearn. Number 17, Pauline Attorney. Number 18, Jackie White. Number 19, Lindsay Keese. Number 20, Janice Masters. Number 21, Maureen Heckert. Number 22, Leslie Lopez. Number 23, Rachel Shaker. Number 24, Dana Brownlee. Number 27, Natalie Ross. Number 28, Beth Petrowski. And number 39, Amy Schaefer. Jen Reed was part of our team in 02. She was redshirted due to an injury, but participated in all of the events that the team participated in. A little bit more about the success of this team. Do want to remind you at 4:45 over the tailgate area, I've convinced the alumni office to take a softball, all softball players, not just the 02 team, all softball player picture at 4:45. A little bit more about this team, and I'm not going to go into a lot of stats and stuff like that. We did win our 4th PAC title in a row that year, so a lot of our pictures have 4. 4 was an important number for us. It was our 400th win. It was a good number. We were 4th seed at nationals. We were 4th seed in region, so it's kind of a special number. We were the 2nd team at Bethany College to ever go to a national final, all of the men's soccer program. Regionals, we defeated then the defending World Series champions, Muskingum. More about that in a minute. The second most wins in Bethany College history for softball at the World Series. And I'll go into that a little bit later. Ranked nationally on team batting average with a 318. One of the top ERAs in college history with a 157, which I know our pitchers will greatly thank their defense for making them great pitchers that they are. Right? Gotta have the pitching. I just want to go with one quick story because Heather's going to talk more about the team and what really made us special. This is about our game at Muskingum. Lives in my heart forever. We were invited to regionals on several years. Every time we got invited to regionals, we knew we were going to Muskingum. The NCAA likes to save as much money as possible, and they did by sending us to the closest site, which is Muskingum, an hour and 15 minutes away. So they would call me, hey, congratulations, you made it regionals. Hey, you're going to Muskingum. And they did that year, and I went, oh. They were national defending champions, and we were playing on their home field. Great odds. Great challenge. So as we started playing Muskingum, we got to Muskingum by beating them once, and we were in the winner's bracket. We beat Mount Union. And the 2 hits that I remember most about those 2 games were left field home runs by Janice Master. So as we started playing Muskingum in the finals, and they would have had to beat us twice. We were in the finals. It started raining. So rain. So they postponed, they delayed the game. They decided to send the team back to the bus, which was parked near the field on the side down there. I stayed in the dugout with Larry Shank, their AD, to keep an eye on the radar. I'm in the dugout going, please rain. Please rain. Because if we got rained out, we would go because we were in the wind. Okay? So the more rain we got, the happier I was. And Larry Shank, the AD, I think it's going to stop. So I look over at our bus, and our bus, this is a 55-passenger bus, we're going like this. I mean, it's bobbing and beeping all over. What the hell are they doing in there? To this day, I don't know exactly. But I know it had 3-2, I think, it was playing on board. The funniest part about that was as we were celebrating and doing lights on their field. I dumped water. I walked past Donna Newberry. I admire her tremendously as a coach. She's screaming at her team, "I don't understand why you can't hit that drop curveball." Rachel turns to me and goes, "It's because it was a screwball, coach." So off we go to Wisconsin, Eau Claire, Wisconsin for nationals. And I think it was in the middle of the first game with this kid that my team finally came off of their high and came down and I said to myself, "Shit, what are we doing?" We drew Ithaca in the first round. Now Ithaca got to regionals because of rain. It rained so hard at Ithaca's field that it drowned it, and the top seed automatically got to go, which was Ithaca. So they didn't play a regional, they just got to go. Now, little history on Ithaca, they had never won a game at the World Series. As many times that they had been there, they never won a game. I'm feeling pretty good about this. So we're 0-0 to about the 6th inning. One pitch, right? It was supposed to be an outside pitch.
She was supposed to walk her.
Instead, that ball didn't land. Well, okay, so she was supposed to walk her, so the pitch got a little bit close to the inside to their All-American catcher on a I think it was a 3-1 count at that point. Ball gone to right field. Tremendous player that hit that, and it was just like, we lost 1-0. To the eventual national champion. Ithaca went on to win it that year, which was tremendous. So we get our second game, we can play Pacific Lutheran University. Now Pacific Lutheran coming into the World Series was 45-0. Number 1 team in the country. They played Salisbury, the number 8 seed. And Salisbury upset them. I said to my team, I said, "Oh great, we got Pacific Lutheran. They're either going to come out stunned because they hadn't lost all there, or loaded for bear." They came loaded for bear. They beat us in the second game. But it was still tremendous honor for this tiny school of, I think at that time we had 700 students, to be playing Salisbury with 7,000, to be playing Ithaca with 6,800. I'm not laughing. I'm almost done. It's tremendous to think of a small college like this that can compete with universities and stuff. And I think it has to do more with the special people that I'm not sure exactly how they miraculously came together. No planning, it's just like they showed up and they were good ball players, and it was like, we're going to be pretty damn good for the next couple of years, and we were. We've had many talented teams at Bethany before this group and after, but this is the most unique group of women I have ever coached. They have since become very successful women. We have a lot of mothers that are here, successful mothers, my insurance agent, high school administrators with PhDs, leaders involved in very successful businesses, Army captains. Is that correct still?
It's major.
Major. She's always correcting me. Majors, athletic directors at local schools, and even some of them have got into coaching. Very, very successful. But now let's hear from what this day means to the women on the team, because I think that's the most important part. Heather, would you please come up? I asked Heather to represent the players, because obviously we can't have everybody speak. So, here's kiddo.
Number 1, heels were a bad idea. Number 2, Coach, I'm about to tell you how we came together, so sit tight. All right, good afternoon. I would like to begin by thanking President Rodenberg, the Bethany College Board of Trustees, the Alumni Association, and the Athletic Department for hosting this event. Next, I would like to extend a congratulations to all inductees and their friends and families for your individual accomplishments. Each and every one of you has dedicated a part of your heart to this college, and for that, you are being recognized and applauded. It is additionally heartwarming for our 2002 team to simultaneously be inducted with two of our classmates, Dwayne Zimmerman and Scotty DeYounger, two of whom we knew well. Two of whom we knew well from sports, classes, and of course, Bubba's Bison Inn. A sincere congratulations to the both of you as well. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Heather Hibner, and I was one of 4 seniors on the 2002 softball team. I humbly stand here on behalf of all of my former teammates with the distinct honor of accepting the induction of the 2002 Bethany College softball team into the Athletic Hall of Fame. I must admit that when I heard that we were being inducted, I pretty much just assumed, Coach, here's the truth, that it was for Bubba's Hall of Fame, because that is the secret of the sauce. Which is an honor long overdue in and of itself, but looking around and seeing so many of my teammates, and I just love seeing your faces, that also attests to the pride that we have for this induction as well. Our 2002 team was a special team with a very unique story and bond. Not only did we have phenomenal individual athletes, 3 of whom are already inducted for their own athletic accomplishments, and some teammates that we anticipate will be inducted in the future, but more importantly, we had an unconditional love for each other that is the true reason for our success. We were a true team that put the goal of the group before any individual wants. Most importantly, each member of the team trusted our teammates to sacrifice themselves at all costs to get the job done, no matter what that job was, on and off the field. Only the occasional fist fight between the Schaefer twins over pitch location and that ball that's still in orbit had to be broken up. But quite honestly, the truffle shuffle squelched that madness quickly. That story is forthcoming and there is audience participation. I'm just kidding you. So sit tight. Our team was a perfect mosaic that Coach Jan Forresty had been working to build for years. My senior class went through 3 assistant coaches over 4 years, but the one constant that we had was Jan. Jan did her best to create competitive schedules, which were the perfect balance of challenge and humility, while also trying to create silly boundaries like a 48-hour drinking rule. Which, Coach, we must now admit very quickly became a 12 to 24-hour rule without your knowledge or consent. So there's the secret to the sauce, guys. Each player here can freely admit to showing up to at least one practice hungover. Some of you derelicts did it all the time, but the secret stayed within the team and with our favorite bartender, Chuck Kern. We were a team that drank together and won together. In fact, our saying that year in the field was win or lose, we booze. It's true. Oftentimes after games, we would get restless and get into mischief. We were also a team that loved to perform shady missions together. I'm going to tell you a few of those. Do not call the cops. All right. Poor Coach Carver. If he's here, all of those plastic utensils that were put in your yard all the time, that was the softball team. We are now freely admitting to that. We would constantly mess with him and plastic fork his entire yard multiple times. We saran wrapped Mark Pauletta's car because we just didn't like him. And literally, Jan, the countless times, I'm so sorry, we TP'd and parking coned your yard. We stole the parking cones from the college and put them in Jan's yard all the time. Her neighbor one time called the police because she thought her house was vandalized. It was the softball team. And then some of our team members, I'm not going to say who, did spray paint PAC champs in Jan's yard before we actually won, inevitably predicting our victory. So you can reveal yourself later to Jan. To understand our success, it is imperative that I share with you some details about our 2001-2 season. We had morning practices, thank you, Michelle, that began at 5 a.m. sharp and lasted until 7:55 a.m. because Jan was convinced that nowhere on campus took more than 5 minutes to sprint to. So we're sorry for all our classmates because we rolled in sweaty and stinky. Now, when I say began at 5 a.m., that's when these coaches entered the room. We were expected to have already ran, stretched, and thrown prior to them even coming in. So for the majority of the team, that meant your alarm clock going off at 3:45 a.m. to get to the trainer by 4 so that you could be running with the team by 4:30. If anyone was late to practice, Jan made us start sprinting the indoor track until that lazy person showed up. Since we absolutely despised unnecessary running, we found a way to be sure each player manned up and was there on time. At the beginning of the 2002 season, Coach Forresty pulled me into our office to give me a very difficult, it was a big ask, job that year. Heather, keep our ace pitcher, Rachel Schaefer, focused and keep her head on straight. I found the most effective way to do this in the middle of a game was to threaten her with public embarrassment. So an agreement was made between the entire team, obviously without Rachel's consent. Anytime Rachel walked a batter, she had to do the truffle shuffle for an entire minute. Once she got 2 balls on the batter, the chant began. Ladies, demonstrate please. Truffle shuffle, truffle shuffle. She still has PTSD. And lo and behold, she would find a way to get them out. The truffle shuffle was a big motivating factor to our success that season. We bullied Rachel into an ERA that year of 1.06. Additionally, our pitching staff had amazing depth with team members Dana Levere, Nicole Serene, Dana Bernacki, and Sammy Kennedy. They were a formidable group of athletes with an overall team RA of 1.57 in 2002. If you were to look at the all-time Bethany College record holders online, you would see to this day some member of our team in every single category: offense, defense, and pitching. Jen Kearney with drawn walks, stolen bases, and runs scored. Janice Masters, single season home runs, doubles at bats, and RBIs. Raquel, RBIs and home runs. Amy Schaefer, career batting average, triples, not to mention her stability behind the dish. Rachel Schaefer's career strikeouts, shutouts, and her ERA. There's other important aspects, though, that drove us to our success that you wouldn't see there. For example, when Mo Hecker would acrobatically catch these balls that were over the fence and somehow come up in fair territory with the ball, securing the out. The countless times Destiny and Layla would gun runners out who were trying to leg extra bases, not in my house. To the consistent fielding of Witchy, Katie Navarra, and Gamer up the middle, turning double plays. We had more depth in our dugout than most opponents had on their entire field. We had the positivity of people like Sammy Kennedy, Lindsay Keys, Jackie White, Holly McNerney, and the Beast. Our 2002 season had an overall record of 32 wins and 10 losses. 7 of those 10 losses were in the preseason before section play even began. And 5 of those 7, we lost by 1 frickin' run. 2002 was the 4th year in a row we won the PAC championship. And as the reigning first place team, we got to host the PACs here at our field. Our overall winning percentage that year was .761, and our seasonal was .880. We only had 3 seasonal losses that year, 2 of which were in the NCAA National Championship in Wisconsin. We lost 1-0 to Ithaca, who ended up winning the national title, and we are still very bitter. Our 2002 team scored 208 runs on 372 hits in 42 games, with an overall team batting average of .318, overall slugging percentage of .433. Our team boasts 3 All-Americans, 5 NCAA All-Region players, and 7 All-PAC players. If you ask any member on the team sitting here today what their most memorable moment was from Bethany, they'll lie and tell you, oh, the regional tournaments for the NCAAs, but I know that's not the truth. I feel as though if they were being completely honest, they would admit that our favorite memory of Bethany softball was celebrating with the team at Bubba's after every PAC tournament championship, as well as our favorite team shot, the upside down kamikaze. Our second favorite shot, Emmy Johnson's favorite, was the peppermint patty. The team finished 6th in the nation in 2002. We were a team who pushed each other and expected the best. When one teammate was down, there were 22 others there to pick her back up. I know in my heart that each of us made the right decision in coming to Bethany. It was a place where we found lifelong friendships, a place to harvest our competitive spirit, a place that would steer each of us down our future path of success, and a place where we were able to technically live like Jack Lambert. It's a place where we were able to focus on academics, yet relax with our teammates and friends. It was a place where there was always something to do and a student body and teaching staff that was more like family. So in closing, I would like to remind my teammates and former coaches of one very important thing. The tournament was held at our field for a reason. At this time, I now have the privilege and honor of proudly accepting the induction of the 2002 Bethany College softball team and coaching staff into the Athletic Hall of Fame. Ladies, please stand to be recognized.